everybody, welcome back to Talking Wolves. This is Dave and we're here for another transfer rumours and news video. This is something, I've said it before, this is something that we're going to try and do regularly, maybe weekly or once every couple of weeks with all the transfer rumours, because between now and the start of the season there's going to be hundreds of transfer rumours and I'll try and give my thoughts on them. You guys give your thoughts in the comment section down below on any of the rumours that you've heard. Some may be true, but we know a lot of rumours sometimes can be a load of rubbish. But as I say, sometimes there is no smoke without fire. Be sure to hit the like button down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Click that little notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our uploads. Tomorrow, which is Thursday, I'll be going over to the Etihad Stadium to represent Talking Wolves. As thanks to you guys, we were nominated for a football blogging award. So I'll let you know how that goes over the next few days or so. And we'll have our Liverpool previews up as well before the big final game of the season on Sunday. But before we kick off, make sure you go and check out our channel sponsors over at OneFootball, the #1 football app out there for all your live scores, your live football news, and all your transfer gossip. Make sure when you download it for the first time you select Wolves, not Talking Wolves, select Wolves as your favourite team and you'll get all the push notifications catered to that club. Free to download on Android and iOS, and a link is in the top of the description. So we're going to start off with a player that I've probably mentioned once or twice previously, Raphael Camacho. He's a young Portuguese winger that's currently at Liverpool. Liverpool have been playing him quite a defensive role. He actually played against Wolves in a defensive role in the FA Cup earlier this season. And he then got pushed up to play more attacking, ended up scoring a hat-trick, and he was basically mouthing off on Instagram saying, this is where I want to play, I'm an attacker, I want to score goals. And he's been to and fro with Liverpool really about a new contract, and it seems like he wants to leave Liverpool to get more first team football. With Wolves, Portugal, potentially more first team football in Europe, this could be possible. But it was reignited again, the rumour this week, as an Italian page, Calcio Mercato, who to be honest don't have a great track record, but they're pretty good with Italian reports, and they're now saying AC Milan are interested in Camacho as well as Wolves, and he's still not found an agreement with his contract at Liverpool. Wolves are strongly interested in securing the services of Camacho, and they're currently ahead of other clubs in signing him. We reportedly wanted to sign him in January as well, which got rejected, so it'll be interesting to see. I would not be surprised because of how many outlets have jumped on this story. I would not be surprised to actually see this one happen, and it sort of makes sense as well. I think we are going to be bolstering the team. He's young. I've compared this move before to something like Jadon Sancho. He's a young player that wants to prove himself out there. It happened at Man City where Sancho wasn't getting the football that he wanted. He's moved to Dortmund and the rest is history. As long as we can get him sort of under 5 or 7.5 million, I think it's probably a decent little bit of business. Next up is a new rumour that came up today, is that Wolves are being linked with a move for 20-year-old Le Havre midfielder Pape Gueye. He's 6'2", obviously a young player at 20 years of age, and some big clubs have been looking at the midfielder. He's not overly convinced about signing a new deal at the club, who are currently in the second division of France, and they're probably, well, they are set to cash in on him this summer. I think a number of Premier League clubs were linked with him. The report came from L'Equipe, who are a pretty big paper over in France. I've said this time and time again this season, I would like to see us have a big midfielder, quite a physical player in the middle, who's almost like the heartbeat of the team. As much as I love Neves, Martinho and Dendoncker, at times when we struggle to break through teams such as those lower teams, it's almost as if we do need a big heartbeat in the middle who can drive the ball forward. And someone, obviously I've not really seen Pape Gueye play, so I can't comment too much on him. But someone like his mould looks pretty good. So that'll be one to keep an eye out for. And all of these rumours just sort of going through my head. We know we need a bigger squad. He's still only 20 years of age. So for league action, when we're sort of not in the Europa League, he can always dip in and out of the first team and play for the under-23s as well. I think that's ideal. And with the midfield three that we play, I know the under-23 squad are now sort of adapting and using that formation as well. It's one to keep an eye on. A rumour as well that is becoming a little bit more like the Anderson Talisca rumour, the one that seems to be one of those that come every single transfer window. It happened with probably Chris Wood, we used to have it a lot with. We had it with Anderson Talisca, Andre Silva, and now I think this summer is going to be Domagoj Vida, the Croatian defender, who was a star for the Croatians in the World Cup last summer. Wolves were linked with him heavily at the start of the season, in January again, and now this month there's already been 3 or 4 reports of it. A lot of reports coming from Turkey that Besiktas are ready to sell the centre-back. Wolves and Spurs were reportedly at the game on Sunday to watch Vida. They lost out to Galatasaray, I believe it was 2-0. Besiktas are looking to sell him this summer for around 20 million euros. Ignoring his haircut, he is a pretty decent player, but it's whether he would fit into this Wolves team. He's a little bit older as well. It's still quite a big punt, but he's got the experience. He's used to high-profile games, so it probably wouldn't be the worst purchase. Another little rumour as well, which came from Football Ghana over on the weekend. I saw it on Saturday just before the win over Fulham. The Wolves are interested in Ghanaian international Edwin Gyasi. He currently plays for CSKA Sofia. He's 27 years old. He's a winger. He can also play as a forward, and he's been previously interested in, by a number of Turkish and German sides. This one for me is a defo no-go. I don't think this makes sense at all. The one thing that I think may have happened here, as I said just, he's been linked with a number of German sides. A lot of time, Wolfsburg over in Germany are also nicknamed Wolves, and I think this may have got, I might be wrong, I think this may have got swapped over, because no disrespect to Edwin Gyasi, I don't think he's got the quality to play for Wolves. I don't think he'd suit Wolves at all. So I think that one is a no-go. Also, a report that came from Euro United last week is that Jorge Mendes is trying to lead a helping hand in Wolves to land Porto's striker, Musa Moreira. He scored 20 goals in 43 league appearances this season. He's an international for the Mali team. And he's a tank. He's a really big player, real pressing forward. And I think he could definitely suit the Wolves team. The one big issue is that reportedly had a little bit of a bust-up with Nuno. When Nuno was in charge, Borrega was loaned out. And he said he would only come to the club if Nuno had gone. If Nuno was still there, he would be looking for a new club. That's only a rumour. But I believe there was rumours about Bolly and Nuno not getting on as well. It took a while for him to sort out. But who knows? For me, this would be a big purchase, a really good buy. I think we'd probably have to cough up 25 to 30 million at least for him. I know he's got a 40 million euro release as well on his contract. But he would be a good player, a decent profile name for us to bring in. And now the big rumours. This one came from the Mirror late on Saturday, I think. Wolves are set to make good their interest in AC Milan forward Andre Silva. And they're also set to move for Morgan Sanson. There's 2 names that I've brought up before in previous videos, especially Morgan Sanson, who can play in the middle, and Andre Silva, of course, a striker. This report was quite juicy from the Mirror because it brought in a lot of information. Whether it's true or not is for you guys to decide. They were saying basically that decisions had sort of been made for players they want to go for, but it's just a bit of a tussle with a hierarchy at the moment, deciding who actually to make the moves for. I think a shortlist is there for players that they want, but it's just getting an agreement between Nuno and the board, and no doubt Mendes is going to be involved there somehow. So Andre Silva and Morgan Sanson were the 2 names mentioned there, but 3 players I mentioned were all set to go. Helder Costa and Ivan Cavaleiro are reportedly surplus to requirements, and Adama Traore is going to be set to be made available for a permanent move or loan move this summer. Now, a lot of people were not happy about the Adama Traore move. They think that he's still got a lot to offer, especially if we do get into Europe. And I think that's what a lot of this rides on. If we do get into Europe, which obviously is fairly likely, I would keep these players around. However, especially Adama, you know, we've paid a lot of money for him. I still think if he can have a good run of games in Europe against teams that probably are a little bit slower, I'd say, we've got to take advantage. And Adama could be a real key player in that. If they can spend a full pre-season, because obviously we brought him in quite late. He came in with an injury as well. If we can spend a full pre-season, get him to knuckle down, get him on his fitness work, get him on a shooting and finishing regime, end product regime, he could be one hell of a player. We all know that. However, Cavaleiro and Costa, both great players, you know. We know Costa has got ability. We saw that a few years ago. He's by far our best player. We all loved him. And he's had a bad patch. He's not really had a run of games this season, but whenever he's come in, he's not really proved anything. Cavaleiro as well. You know, one-on-one with the goalkeeper, sometimes normally you'd back him to score. But other than that, what does he really... He doesn't really offer much. And with this current system, the system change, it's not really suited these guys. I wouldn't want to see them go. However, if Wolves do cash in on them, I would say, let's say Costa and Cavaleiro, I think you'd get 15 to 20 million for the pair of them. And then if you can find two players better than them, no doubt you'll have to spend a little bit more. Then I'll be happy to have it. But if we're just going to sell them for the sake of it, then in my opinion, there's not much point. But those are the transfer rumours. I fully expect a lot of under-23s to be promoted this season. I can see them after winning their league as well. The likes of Narlenis, Max Kilman, Cameron John, Ryan Giles. I expect those guys to get a lot of first-team football, whether that be in the Europa League, the League Cup, or the Premier League next season. But those transfer rumours, as I say, sometimes there is no smoke without fire, and the next few weeks is going to be very, very interesting. Wolves heading to Shanghai, then maybe the Europa League a week later. It's going to be a busy summer, that's for sure. But guys, make sure you hit the like button down below. Let me know your thoughts on any of the rumours that I've discussed today. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll see you all very, very soon.